Yo, happy Thanksgiving. Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon. Shout out to you, whatever time you're listening to, wherever you're listening from, whether that's Spotify, Audible, Apple Podcasts, Samsung, Amazon Music, Podchaser, GeoSavan, Deezer, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and YouTube. If you're watching in, thanks for letting me put on this solid grade tea this morning. I'm coming live from my voice to your phone, computer, headphones, TV, car stereo, smartwatch, Bluetooth speaker. You could have been anywhere in the world right now, but you chose to digest this content. You're here right now. Take a moment to be present and recognize that it is right now. Right now. Whether your right now is working, running, exercising, cleaning, laying down, flying, driving, sleeping, whether you left the podcast on and fell asleep, be grateful we're alive, we're breathing. Failures can be frightening. However, as Winston Churchill reminds us, success is all about going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. This is I Will Not Lose podcast. Let's jump right in. All right, announcements. It is Thanksgiving. We are recording on the weekend of Thanksgiving 2022. Hope you all had a great one. Your time of listening to this, whether that was spending time with family, just thinking back. Hope you did take the act to go through and actually be grateful for things that you have. One of my favorite quotes, I'm not sure who said it. You can drop it in the comments if you know, but it's not happiness that makes you grateful. It's gratefulness that makes you happy. That's really going to be the theme of the podcast today because it's such a strong message. You know, if you have the idea that when you just get this or you just get that or you just achieve that or you're here in your career, that you'll have made it and you'll finally be happy and you can just rest and look at the sunset. It doesn't work like that. If you're not in the constant exercise of being grateful for what you have, you're not going to be happy. That's where happiness comes from. So some examples of that, I know I was working with a business coach a few years back, was teaching on things like focus and meditation and gratefulness, mindfulness, that sort of thing. And he says, what are you grateful for? I said, well, I'm grateful for my wife. He says, well, that's a given. It's easy to be grateful for your loved one or your soulmate, but how about being grateful for that pencil? That you have that tool there, that it's sharpened. And it got me really thinking about tools that we have to be able to put this content out, to be able to create beautiful graphics and video. Definitely things I'm thankful for. So this is my list that I put together of things that I'm thankful for. And I want to keep it going. If you want to drop something you're thankful for that I missed, that you can drop in the comments, I'd be curious to hear what you had on your list. So got to start at the top. Thankful for God, life, health. My relationship with my higher power is very strong right now. So that's through prayer, meditation, seeking a conscious contact with him, as well as life and health. So recently changed my diet this year. That resulted in, I believe I was 240, at least 237, 243, somewhere around there. At the beginning of this calendar year. At this time, I stopped weighing myself sub 200, but I'm probably like 195 or so, maybe a little bit lighter. I'm back into my clothes that fit me at 185. So I have some nice suits and things like that. So didn't have to go shopping, kind of rewarded myself by getting back in the line. So did get all my blood work done. I am healthy. I am good to go. So that's exciting. Got my eyes checked. So for those of you who don't know, I do suffer with glaucoma. It's unilateral, which means it's in one eye. So my right eye has a severe vision loss, but that just makes me more and more thankful for my left eye. When I got the diagnosis, I would never get sight back in that eye, and it was just a matter of maintaining it. Well, the good news is, as of last week, I was at the eye doctor and there is no negative pressure. There's no vision getting worse with my eyes. Between my drops and my medication, I am able to maintain healthy eyesight. I have 20/20 vision in both eyes, so I'm thankful for that. even though I was trained to shoot out of my right eye. So when I'm firing guns, I am still able to see down line, and the glaucoma actually helps. It blurs things that I'm not aimed at. So pretty interesting, but I'm going to do some training out of shooting with my left eye. Let's see. So on the note of changing my diet, it's interesting. You start to crave the salads, the veggies, the sides, and just a little bit of meat. You don't have to have a huge 9 ounce, 10 ounce steak with every meal. You can have just a little bit. There's plenty of ways to get protein from other things like beans or nuts. So getting your good fats, your trans fats. I'm not a dietitian, but you can blog stuff. There's plenty of information out there on good stuff to eat. You can go crazy and go with like a keto diet and be really, really regimented with what you eat, or you can just go with hey, this is good, this is bad. I like to stick to if it has one ingredient like onion, orange, apple. None of this sulfide glucose media, none of this stuff with 9 names in the back of it. So, uh, as far as health goes, I am looking to get back out running. I did get out last week. I've been going maybe every week. I was going every day. So if I can get to 3 or 4 times a week, I would be happy with that. I got out for about 2.5 miles. So it's no slouch run, but it hit me a little bit harder than when I used to be able to just breeze through 3 miles on a lunch break. So I'll keep you guys posted on the podcast with my progress. And if you don't hear me talk about it, blast me in the comments and say, hey man, you got to get back out there and run. So without going down for the sharpened pencils and the tiny little things I'm grateful for, we'll start from the top. I am grateful for family. That includes my immediate family, my wife, Nika, daughter, Layla, my son, Jaden. That goes to my immediate family, my mother, Shelly, my father, Angel, my sister, Bianca, and her immediate family, her husband, Chris, daughter, Ella, Aria, and Ophelia. I had the one son. She had the 3 daughters. Shout out to my wife's side of the family, Cheryl, Deverell, Don Williams, Tabat, Mark, Nige, the boys, Camilla. Shout out to everyone. We spent the holiday with Don. We didn't get to see Cheryl as normal, but that was pretty cool. Thankful for the tools that we have to be able to put this stuff out. Less than, I think it's going on 2 months at this time, we decided we were going to start a podcast about success learned from failure. And we've been able to hit it consistently and put up a episode every week since. We're rocking with the SM57 and SM58 courtesy of Johnny Melendez, one of my friends I'm super grateful for. We're going to try to get him on an episode of the podcast. He's out of town, so when he gets back in, we'll definitely get him on. But being able to put everything through the Tascam mixer, we got the Asus Tough Gaming laptop, use it for content creation as well. And because I had it, I said, hey, let's put together this podcast. Have a couple of additions off screen that you guys can't see, including a big screen TV that we can see each other back. So when we have guests or we have myself, it's a little easier to set yourself up on the camera and everything streaming through. And this was all with equipment that we repurposed. The only thing we bought new was the interface, and I bought a backup mic so that we can keep the show going when Johnny finally takes his stuff back. But shout out, just recently put out to the universe that I need to get a camcorder. I mentioned last week I was recording and the podcast shut off not the podcast, the audio was clean, but the video had cut off about 9 minutes into the video. So I lost over 2/3 of the video. Said, I got to get a dedicated camcorder. So I went looking online and I think it was the CX240. It's a Sony camcorder. I know I'm completely butchering it. I think it's a Sony. I don't have it here. This one is still recording through my phone. So but I was able to find it on Facebook Marketplace for $50. It was about a half an hour drive. And if you look up if you Google the Sony CX240, it's still going for 220 new on Amazon. So got it for less than 25% of the price. It shoots 1080 60. So super thankful for that. That's going to be everything that I need to have dedicated equipment for the podcast and not be using my phone and things like that. um just being thankful for the things that you have in your house. When you go and say, man, I have to clean my house, try to switch your mentality and say, I get to clean this beautiful house, this beautiful shelter. Just having things stocked in your house, being able to have coffee. Just got a big order of K cups, so shout out. I'm drinking out of season out of a watermelon summer cup, but we've got coffee, baby. Last month's bills are paid. All of next month's bills will always be due, but at least we're up to date going into the winter. It's a little frightening. We have a recession going on. We have the price of gas going up, the price of diesel fuel, so transportation, everything is going up with inflation. So just trying to strap down and be thankful right now that we have a house full of toiletries, coffee, groceries. We have leftovers from Thanksgiving. Things are good right now. Thankful for my contracts, thankful for the work that I'm able to do, taking a little bit of a break over this holiday vacation, but thankful for my coworkers, Kevin, Alex, thankful for Vanya, thankful for Brian. Being able to work with people that you get along with for the most part, that you have a healthy relationship with, is something good. There's a lot of people in toxic workplaces that either don't know how to get out or feel that they don't deserve better, so they're stuck with it. So these are things that we definitely want to be thankful that we have. Um, Not sure if you guys got out for Black Friday or if people just shopped online or if you're waiting for Cyber Monday, but I don't expect those numbers to come in super huge. I think I purchased a pair of headphones and I kept an eye on there, but for the most part, this Christmas, kids are getting gift cards. Sorry if you guys are listening. You guys already pretty much have an idea of it. But now we'll get you a couple of the things that you want off your lists. But it's really hard to find Black Friday specials on. I mean, the big ticket items, the TVs are still going, but little things, the SD cards, things like batteries, I like to look for sales on things like those. But we'll see how the economy's going, if people are out there spending or what they're doing. Let's see, man. We can be thankful for the clothes we have on our back, the shoes that cover our feet. We can really get granular. Just being able to have dishes, even if they're not matching dishes, just being able to have something that you can put your food on, or being able to cook. Shout out to people out there apartment living or coming up that might not even have a full set of stoveware to be able to put something together. Or maybe they spend their money eating out because they don't have a stove even. So wherever you're at, absolutely chance to be grateful, to think back about the things that you have, to think back about the people that are in your life. People aren't guaranteed to be here forever. So make the best of the time. I know sometimes when we spend time with family, it's like, man, we're just reminded on how toxic our family is. But be grateful. You have them, you have one step up above. You may or may not believe blood is thicker than water, but you have somebody on your side if they come from your family. So try to cherish them, mend any relationships that you have that are not super ideal. So let's see, where are we at? Probably at about 20 minutes. Oh, we're at about 15. So we can do this as a shorter episode. There are some things going on. Elon's battling with trying to pull Twitter out of the dumps. We have a lot of people moving from Twitter to other paid platforms. We are going to have some advertisers, I'm sure, taking advantage of the fact that there's still super cheap clicks there on Twitter. So I don't see it being a super dead just yet, but we'll cover some of that. I'm sure Twitter will still be in the news next week. Next week's extended episode will go a little bit further into some things like that. But thankful for the holidays. Really a great time of year. Over this Thanksgiving break, we plan on getting up our holiday decorations. So probably at the end of recording, once we get this live, I'll go and do some stuff around the house, put the laptop down for a little bit, unless I'm going to be gaming. Shout out to the Steam sales. A lot of good games went on sale. So go ahead and stock yourself up for the rest of the year until the holiday sales come, and hunker down. Let's go ahead and pull up. No announcements. Just have a happy Thanksgiving. Take a second to be happy, be grateful for something. And if you're on YouTube, drop something in the comments. Let me know what you are grateful for. This is I Will Not Lose podcast, stories of success learned from failure. To support the show, visit the website shows.acast.com/I will not lose, no space. There's a link on there. It says follow. You can click on it and subscribe to your favorite podcast player, whether that's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the whole list that I list in the beginning of the episode. But you can also share the episode link, leave a comment. Whatever you do, your contribution is greatly appreciated. This is Tony Ortiz. Thank you for listening.